Next month, budget hearings will start, and we plan to hold those hearings in Nashville and then for the first time ever in Memphis and Knoxville as well. Finance and Administration Commissioner Mark Emkes and I will hear from each state agency as they present their budget. Mark, you spent a career in business as a CEO. What's the difference in budgeting in state government from being in private enterprise?
Well, first of all, I've never been interviewed by a governor, so what an honor and a privilege. But, you know, budgeting at any organization is a difficult challenge, regardless of the size of the organization. But state government is a $32 billion proposition. There are differences because state government is a very complex process. So you have state dollars, federal dollars, recurring money, non-recurring money. You have federal matches, and none of that exists in private enterprise. So in that regard, it's different. But one way it's similar is that businesses wake up every morning, how do we produce a better product, give a better service, but at the same time cut costs and expenses? And I think that's what we have to do at state government. We need to offer great services to the state and the citizens of Tennessee, but at the same time cut costs and expenses.
Give us kind of a preliminary look at this year's budget. What are the challenges?
Well, you know, we've looked at the increased costs that we're going to have, which is going to be over $500 million. And those costs can range from anywhere from TennCare, medical inflation, and by the way, the people of TennCare have done a wonderful job because on a national basis, medical inflation runs over 7%. They've been able to hold it at 3%. But the fact that that's such a huge piece of our budget, that's $100 million. So we've got that difficult situation in that $500 million going out. We expect revenues coming in about $300 million, plus we lose about $160 million that we had in the rainy day fund that we're not going to use this year.
$300 million in anticipated new revenue, $500 million in new costs that we know, whether it be additional TennCare costs or pension fund, et cetera. And then $160 million that we had in one-time funds last year that we don't have this year. So how do we attack that?
Well, fortunately, you appointed some great cabinet members, and they're very receptive to guidelines and suggestions, and we need them to look at ways to continue to serve well the citizens of Tennessee, but cut costs and expenses and do it in the most effective and efficient way possible.
Really the first time that we've done these outside of Nashville. Mark, what are your thoughts on doing that?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, we've had input from people from Nashville. Let's get input from the people from Memphis, from Knoxville. Anytime you have that interchange of ideas, we all benefit from that.
I think it's incumbent upon us to take the process to them this way, but also to explain as much as possible, because oftentimes in government, folks don't understand, that seems like a good idea. Why can't we do it? Well, the reason we can't is because we have budget pressures just like families and businesses do. Last year, the General Assembly passed our budget unanimously, and we plan to offer a well-thought-out budget once again. You can watch the budget hearings here at tn.gov. They start at the University of Memphis on November 2nd. We'll also have the full schedule posted on this website to keep you up to date on what's happening with your state government.